Welcome, everybody, to Scott County High School for the Birds 4. These teams have met in just about 14, a little over 14 months. The first three have been double-digit wins. Great Crossing took care of business here just before Christmas in 2019. Scott County has twice gone down the road to Great Crossing, both last year and earlier this season, and repaid the favor. And we are back here at SCHS for round 4. It's a different look. Probably the biggest crowd of the year we've seen in here, Derek Varney. They let a few more bodies in the building tonight, but certainly not the 2,000 plus we had last year. Still should be a good environment for basketball, and it's been a busy and wild week for both these teams.
It has, and it's been up and down for both teams. Tonight, as you and I spoke earlier, there really hasn't been a close game in this matchup. So tonight, right now, this is about as even as these teams have been. I know last year, the very first game, as you said, people were, standing room only hanging from the rafters in here. And yes, there are more people at this one than we've seen. I mean, a couple times they could hear us talking.
Yeah, that's kind of uncomfortable. So, last night was like that.
Right, and just it's awkward, different season. But you know what? The game's played right there with 10 guys on the floor, and they're going to have to throw it up tonight and get after it, and we'll see what happens.
You're right. I think this is probably the most. Great Crossing got off to a better start last year, and they did. Like Scott County was playing the best at the end of last year. Didn't really know what to expect in week 2 of this season because we were all coming off a late start, and then Scott County went 0-3 that first 2 weeks. But they had lost close games, overtime game at Mason County, another one that came down to the wire at Madison Central. Probably had the experience factor over kids that are really doing some great things. It starts really against Dawson. I feel like the last couple of games this week, the games that they've won, both on the defensive and the offensive end.
I'm really excited about him. I love watching him play. Not overly athletic. Well, right now the kid's still growing. He's 15, 16 years old, maybe 14.
Well, yeah.
Whatever. I mean, but he has a sixth sense for the game. He's got a great feel for it. He knows where to be. The athleticism will come more with growth and maturity. But if there's anybody I'm very excited about, I mean, obviously everybody's excited about, Malachi Marino and, Christian Martin playing very well. But Sky's
Martin and Marino. And then you've got some veterans. Carson Walls, he had 2 points going into the fourth quarter the other night against Western Hills. Had some big buckets to go-ahead three-pointer, but his defense on Zach Simonis in that game really turned the tide.
He absolutely never stops playing. That's the good – and you can see in Carson Walls that, hey, just because my shot's not falling, I'm going to do other things. And lo and behold, when you do that, good things come back around when you play hard the whole game. And he hits that, the dagger. That's what it was, because once they went up, they never – they end up winning the ballgame.
Speaking of last couple of years, he hit 4 in this gym last year in the victory for Great Crossing. He had 7 in a game earlier this season. If they get him on track early, it's good. Of course,
if the first one and he gets some open looks, look out, Scott County.
We mentioned all these talented basketball players for Great Crossing. The one guy we probably have is Caleb Perry, who's merely probably the best athlete in the school, being recruited by no fewer than 9 Division I football programs, and he will be a force in the middle tonight.
Every time, and Nick Mosby. Nick's got to be in there as well with his length. And when the shot goes up, don't worry about the shot. Let's find Caleb Perry and put him on our butt.
You talk about playing well. Scott County had a 6-game winning streak that moved them to 7-5 on the season. Everything was looking up. They had 2 days. Douglas and let's be honest, just laid an egg tonight, 77-59. The Broncos came in here and dominated that one. I think the bright spot, you mentioned Jeremy Hamilton. He probably played his best game of the season last. 15 points, had a big dunk. His play to another level. He'll have to do that again tonight.
Right. It takes Jeremy a while to get his basketball legs and his basketball mind and sense to him after he comes off. I mean, he's a tremendous, obviously another going to be a highly recruited football player. He knows his role. He knows I'm not going to get it. I'm not a catch and shoot guy. I'm going to get the ball off the glass and lay it in. Do the best I can at the free throw line, which he's vastly improved there, and just his athleticism alone can guard a 6'5", 6'6".
Hamilton, like Perry, has an offer from the University of Cincinnati to play football already. We would expect more coming in that department. The two seniors on this team were honored tonight at senior night. Elias Richardson and Chase Grigsby, they were on a roll coming into last night's game. Richardson had scored 20 or more in 5 consecutive games, and Grigsby was 10 for 13 from the three-point line in back-to-back wins over Sayre and Bryan Station. They were relatively quiet last night. Richardson had 14, but Grigsby couldn't get the shots to fall like he had been, and it was a game of catch-up, and the Cardinals never seemed to find their footing.
No, that's one last night that once they walked in the locker room after the game, close the book,
flush it.
Let's talk about tomorrow what we need to do to get out here to get a victory against Great Crossing. Great Crossing's the same way. They had a hard-fought, kind of sloppy battle against Western Hills tonight, but you know what? You look at that. They are finding ways to win. Last second shot on Christian Martin's heroics against Frankfort. They turn around. They have to have a Carson Walls shot to put them up there in the last minute of the ball game. I mean, they are finding ways to win.
Growing up in the house with a coach and being familiar with Kentucky basketball, how does a team prepare for a back-to-back like that? They had 2 days of practice. They know they got 2 emotional games coming up. Do you devote a little bit to Douglas and a little bit to Great Crossing? How do you go about that?
Well, you take one at a time, obviously. I know that's an old cliche. But then, again, last night, once that ended, you may have to come in here on Saturday afternoon. Hey, let's shoot free throws and go over this scouting report because we can't cram it all in before we run out on the floor. But as we well know, secrets, because I was talking to Coach Glenn today, and he, when I said, you all are going to do this, we're just kind of comparing notes, and he goes, yes, I know. I mean, it's pretty, we know what they're going to do. They know what we're going to do.
There are no secrets, and this year there was no, in year one, there was a lot of player swapping that went on right before the start of the fall workouts, and didn't have any of that this year because there really were no fall workouts. There was a couple of weeks before it, but both teams knew what they were going to have coming into this season. I think both feel like maybe they're a year ahead of schedule because if you look at the rosters next year, this should be a fantastic battle again.
It's that junior class, I think, and it's funny when the team Scott County has played this year in Great Crossing. There's always that junior, so there's something about the junior class across the state that there's some phenomenal players.
And then in the case of Great Crossing, it's not just a couple of juniors; it's freshmen, it's an 8th grader. So interesting tonight to watch the freshman and JV games. Great Crossing handled Scott County in both here with injuries and the COVID situation, and it's taking a toll. We finally saw Micah Glenn play for the first time in 3 weeks last night, and that helps a little. We get body that, and that's kind of what Scott County's. I mean, when Coach Hicks was here, it was usually 7 or 8 guys that played all the time anyway, so they know how to manage that.
Yeah, and Micah coming back last night, I heard have some good open looks, and shot just didn't fall. But again, Micah's going to give you rebounding. He's going to do the little things, and if he does, added dimension for him.
Crossing to 40 points the first time around. As much as I remember about that game, it felt like cold shooting more than anything. But do we expect anything from either one of these coaches tonight, or is it going to be a case of, hey, we each know what we're each going to do what we do and just see how it goes?
I think that's the case, but I always Coach Page, as we've talked before, he's going to press. He's going to press. The size of Scott County guards. That's not a knock against them. That's just opposing coaches. You have to press them. You got to press
We've seen every team do it.
You're going to see press a J.Z. Middleton and a Chase Grigsby. I think that's what you're going to see. Great Crossing. If there's anything that's changed from the first game, I think you're going to see a lot more pressing from them.
That's just about enough talk. We are about ready to go. We're going to have the national anthem, and then we'll be back with the starting lineups on the other side. Thanks for joining us here tonight on the Bird's Nest Broadcasting Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Standing in the center.
Definitely a louder crowd. I'm going to estimate maybe 250 in here tonight, which is
First time I've heard a bunch of woos and
yeah. It'll feel like high school basketball instead of summer AAU basketball.
yeah, we got Great Crossing over here to our left, and across the gym, the Scott County home crowd.
Looks like the starting lineup for Great Crossing will be what's become the usual starting five: the junior guard Carson Walls, the freshman point guard Janias Burrell, the junior center Caleb Perry, the junior wing Ty Skierman, and the freshman also plays out on the wing Vince Dawson III. They call him Trey. For Scott County, looks like we're finally going to get Chase Grigsby back in the lineup. We've liked seeing him come off the bench quite a bit. He's kind of played that Vinnie Johnson microwave role, especially in those Sayre and Bryan Station games. Those were his first 2 games back. He will step in for J.Z. Middleton tonight. The rest of the lineup is what it's been as of late. Andrew Wilhite, boy, he worked his butt off last night against Douglas. Can't say enough about him.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Nick Mosby, Jeremy Hamilton, and Elias Richardson. Richardson just signed with Edison State Junior College up in Ohio. I don't know much about them, but I know they're getting an old school player after my own heart who's got the mid-range game to be dangerous at the next level.
Which is what they went out recruiting. That's exactly what they told Coach Glenn. They said, we need a cat that can go inside, which he will probably struggle a little bit in college going inside, but
he's got to get bigger and stronger.
He absolutely will. And I'm saying it just because of his height, but can knock down the 12 to 15 footer like nobody's business.
Nick Mosby had a good bounce back game last night. He got shut out against Bryan Station, but he was in double digits with 13 against Douglas. Getting ready to roll here. Scott County comes in with a record of 7-6. Great Crossing 7. And they started off both teams started off 1-5. Common denominator. Definitely some symmetry between how they've made their runs. 6 in a row for Scott County. Great Crossing had won 5 out of 7 at one point. At an overtime.
See what Scott County comes. This is what you draw up immediately.
This is what Scott County's good at, as we know. They run at Grigsby with a double team. He gets it to Hamilton inside to Richardson, and he gets fouled, and he'll go to line 10 seconds in. Got fouled hard.
Immediately. That's a good – and you know what? What you saw there was, hey, when
Richardson has struggled a little bit from the line, and the reverse psychology, he makes that one 1-zip. He'll get another. Makes them both. Swoosh, swoosh, 2-zip. Cards over the Warhawks. And here for Great Crossing, Janias Burrell, guarded by Chase Grigsby. Burrell, the freshman, had a 28-point game against Madison Southern. He was on fire that night. Hit 6 3-pointers. Walls gets it to Perry. Perry, nice look inside to Dawson on the door cut. Now Skierman behind the line. Dribbles inside the arc. Cross court to Burrell. Burrell fakes a drive to the baseline.
We'll get into his body and make him try to be physical.
Andrew will play like his hair's on fire on defense, and that's what you want out of him.
Yeah, they can't get a good look right now.
Burrell guarded by Mosby. Everybody's touched the ball for Great Crossing. It's been almost a minute. Now Walls back to Dawson. Finds Perry up top over in the corner to Burrell. Burrell drives. It's stripped, but I think that's going to be a foul on Andrew Wilhite right at the 7-minute mark.
Yes, right there, Chase can close out, Cal. He can't overextend himself because Burrell might have to help.
Smart, aggressive play by Burrell to get to the line for 2. Freshman with a good head on his shoulders, as we've seen. Just been real steady. I know Coach Page said as he makes the first, it was kind of a sweepstakes between him and Dequise Brown and Taekwon Stakeland for who was going to play point guard, but it ended up being Burrell.
And now they're going straight man-to-man now, Great Crossing is.
Mosby for 3, in and out. Richardson was there. Yeah. Skierman gets his hands on it. And back come.
That man gave him a little confidence.
He made one at the very end of the game last night, and I thought that might be a difference maker, even though it had nothing to do. It was completely academic. It kind of got him seeing the ball going through the basket again.
Yeah, this is where Great Crossing is going to have to run.
Walls inside to quick pass to Burrell. Skierman on the wing, short. Rebound Dawson, though. 3. That's good. Thought it was going to be long, but he put 4-2 lead. We are just 2 minutes in.
I was questioning why would Dawson threw that out. It's one of those, why did you throw it out? Good shot, Burrell.
Yeah, exactly. Burrell was wide open and made it stick. On the baseline, tries to throw it cross court, got a tip by Skierman with SC.
That's a good look. They're chasing. They got Walls matched up with Chase Grigsby, who, as everybody knows, has had the hot hand the last.
He has.
2 out.
I saw Hamilton just pass up a three-pointer tonight. He made one last night. I haven't seen too many of those out of Jeremy in his career, but new dimension to his game. Bounce pass inside from Grigsby to, and he gets it blocked. Perry comes away with a rebound.
He needs to stop and not lean his body in. Go straight up and make them foul you from behind.
Burrell, same spot, going to try another one in and out this time. Tipped by Richardson. I don't know what's going to Scott County. I guess it was off of Skierman. Richardson came over the top.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah. I thought maybe it was going to stay on this end.
Right.
4-2. A little slow-paced start here. 5:15 to play first quarter.
Scott County's got to be active, right? Active, I mean, they got to cut, move, and screen. Cut, move, and screen. They're going to get what they want.
Mosby
right
bounced past to Richardson. Always selling it with the flop on his back at the end.
He really is, and he got. I'm glad he got bailed out right there because he had 3 men. He needs to kick that out. Somebody's wide open.
Makes the first. He is 3 for 3 from the line so far. Needs one more for the tie here. 5:02 to play in the quarter. Leaves it down Perry. Dawson up quickly. Prime line finds Burrell.
Now you got the matchup of Jeremy Hamilton on Dawson, which are a much stronger Jeremy Hamilton, so I know why they have that matchup.
Definitely with 2 extra. Dawson, though, lost Hamilton for a moment, but missed it too strong on the layup. It will stay with Great Crossing. The dead ball rebound with 4:40 play here in the opening quarter. GC 4-3 early lead. Walls over the top to Skierman, guarded by Mosby. Skierman to Perry at the elbow. Now kicks to Dawson on the right wing. Dawson trying to spin away from Hamilton. Can't. He'll get it back to Burrell.
There's where you see the strength. You see when that means when an offensive player can't even advance because the defensive player has him locked in.
Burrell tries to cut to the basket. Nobody sees him. Walls will get it back to Perry. Perry with the drive. Stops. Gets it taken away.
Nice.
Deflection knocked away by Mosby and recovered by Richardson.
The long arm of the law is what I call him.
From behind. And it goes back the other way. SC with a chance to go on top for the first time. Actually, second time. They led 2-0. Wilhite kicks it back out to Grigsby. He's not afraid to shoot from there, but he doesn't as Walls picks up the defense. Halfway through the opening period, Grigsby drives the right baseline. Off the glass, no good. Richardson, strong rebound. He's sandwiched. He can't get the hook to fall. And Perry with another defensive carry.
Cal, right there is what I'm talking about with Elias. Sometimes you have to kick that thing out. I mean, he didn't have anything right there.
Walls wide open left corner 3. Strong rebound, Grigsby.
Wow, you don't want to give him those looks.
No, that is too open if you're Scott County. 3:33 to play, still 4-3. Low scoring, not from lack of tempo for sure. Although Great Crossing's had a couple of long possessions trying to navigate the Scott County defense. Hamilton almost lost handle, almost threw it away. Wilhite saved it to Richardson. And Grigsby up top. Grigsby hits way short, air ball, rebound Skierman.
So you work that hard on offense and you get an air ball out of it. It just can't happen.
Dawson to Skierman. And now Burrell guarded by Wilhite. Burrell drive, floater. He loves that play. He misses it, leaves it short. Perry tips the rebound out of bounds. It will go to Scott County.
Wholesale subs.
Yeah, we'll see.
Richardson a little break here with 2:46. Let him calm himself a little bit. A couple wides that he's taken.
Burrell and Richardson have all the points in this game so far. There haven't been many.
Legal screen.
Coming back this way as Scott County will turn it over. .226 to play. Great cross ball. The 4-3 lead. Walls kicks to Dawson for 3.
Yeah, he does.
Swish.
Jeremy Hamilton does not need to be that far down the lane. away from him.
Trey is dangerous from that spot. Does it again. 7-3 lead. Now Grigsby drives to the baseline. He is blocked by a combination of Perry and Dawson. It will stay with the Cards.
It's a tough place for Chase to go right there.
Yeah, he is in amongst the trees at that point. He's got all the confidence and bravado in the world down there. Nice little baseline jumper by Micah Glenn, who checked into the game.
Great sign right there. Great sign. Micah's comes in and immediately makes an impact on a nice little turnaround baseline jumper.
Isaiah Haynes and Jay-Z also checked into the game. So the only starters left are Hamilton and who's the other one? Grigsby?
Yes.
Skierman trying to look for Perry. He got it knocked away by Haynes and intercepted by Middleton. Here come the Cards. Glenn again through the paint. Nice little up and under to tie it up. Micah Glenn took it strong to the basket his first trip last night, and he's done it twice here to tie it again.
Look out, he's 2 for 2. He's feeling he's got a little bounce in his step. I love it.
Reminiscent of Madison Central on the first game of the season. He really hasn't broken out offensively since then.
There's the Micah Glenn. I'm 2 for 2. Excited, aggressive foul right there.
Yep.
Overly aggressive.
That's 1 on Micah, 3 on the Cards. 1:22 to play, opening quarter. We are tied at 7.
Yep.
Great crossing wishes, I think.
Yes.
It's up in the next couple of years, though. You watch. That's going to continue to tighten up.
Partner last night.
No, I would not. I would not, because he'd tell me I'm full of crap, and that would have been the end of the broadcast. But I've watched the freshman game. Steal by Hamilton. We could have a dunk. Instead, we've got a missed layup, and Skierman gets the rebound.
Jeremy had Malachi Marino coming. He needs to pull up.
Burrell drive and kick to Walls. He makes it good from that spot this time. Missed one earlier, but he had a chance to size it up again. And the Warhawks break on top 10-7 once more.
You know, Jeremy Hamilton had a beautiful steal. He's got to understand.
Really got to finish.
Right. Malachi's not going to block that. All he was trying to do, Malachi did a great job of trying just to obstruct Jeremy. And Jeremy just overexerted
Just the fact that Malachi's 6'8" will get in the back of your head.
Correct. But he had him beat to the bucket, and all he could do was foul him, and Jeremy just kind of threw up a wild layup.
Final 30 seconds of this opening quarter. 3-point attempt. That is good from Isaiah Haynes to tie it up. And as we've said, if Scott County can get him back in a rhythm,
hey,
sky's the limit.
Look, right now you got Coach Glenn thinking, you know what, I got Micah 2 for 2, and I got Isaiah 1 for 1. So they're 3 for 3 combined, and those guys just haven't been a factor the last couple of weeks.
Just haven't been in the lineup much. Steal by Grigsby as Haynes picked it up after Grigsby knocked away. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. Glenn, did he get it off before the buzzer? It's no good anyway. Tied up at 10 at the end of the first quarter. Slow start, but the pace picked up thanks to some threes.
Nice off the bench play right there.
Dawson, Walls, and Burrell each hit one for GC. Haynes for the Cards. Tied at 10 after one quarter. A barrage of late threes. You expecting the offense to continue to pick up like this now that the feeling out process is over?
I do. I absolutely do. I think, both teams being very aggressive on the defensive end and, a couple wild shots here. But it usually takes a quarter, about a half quarter to a quarter to settle in. And we're back at 0 again.
Yep.
10 to 10.
Played 8 minutes, and we're right back where we started from.
That's right.
But again, as I said in the pregame, we really, really, really would love to see a close contest. It's the one thing that's been missing in this rivalry so far. Advantage there.
Right, at a 7-3 lead. They were up before.
I've got some stats in my text from Tom Hendricks. We'll see. Warhawks 3 for 8, Cards 3 for 10 from the floor. And 4 total turnovers, 3 for the Warhawks, 1 for the Cards. And that
was with it. That's something he will develop because they're not going to let him stand still and shoot.
Will Height resets to Middleton. Guarded by Skierman at distance. Corner Glenn had the hot hand late in the first quarter. And a turnover there.
It is. It's almost like once they're getting to a flow of an offense, time's running out.
Yeah,
they can keep running. They can keep
the shot clock.
Right. If it doesn't matter, possession goes 45 seconds to a minute.
No matter what the people that don't understand the difference between the pros and high school want, there is no shot clock, so they can do what they want to do with their offense.
I'm gonna question Dad Glenn on the substitution for
Deep
for
three
Sunland.
for Walls. Reclaims the lead for Great Crossing. Great Crossing back on top. Perry gets a deflection, but stumbles out of bounds.
Yeah.
The ball will stay with Scott County.
That's a snap pass that has to come quickly out of Andrew Wilhite's hand. You can't bounce that. You can't throw a slow bounce pass with Caleb Perry.
No, you cannot lollygag with a safety slash any or linebacker or hybrid, whatever you want to call him, of his stature. Mosby with a nice spin move in the paint. That's his first two of the night.
And you know what?
One.
Nick Mosby out on the floor right now. Nick Mosby out on the floor right now. There's no the longest one on the floor out there.
That's one thing that is lacking for Scott County, that length, but it's traditionally has been in recent years, other than maybe Michael Marino.
Right.
Drive for Daquise Brown. Wild shot. Perry recovered it, but Haynes stripped it away. Now it's loose again on the floor for a moment. Haynes picks up his dribble and finds Middleton. Corner to Mosby. Mosby inside. Though Haynes missed the layup, Perry recovered for the rebound.
Nice cut. That's what you're supposed to catch the ball on the baseline. You dive to the bucket if you're the offside guard there. And that's exactly what Haynes did. He just kind of lost control of it when he went out, what it looks like.
Perry tried to go over the top to Burrell. Tipped out of bounds by Scott County. Will stay with the team in blue. 13-12. Warhawks on top. Inbounds to Walls. Why not? He's been hot long. And Richardson gets the rebound. Scott County lead. Last one for them was 2-0.
Yep.
10 seconds into the game. Wilhite over the top to Haynes. He's playing well. Isaiah trying to play in the half.
Right now, Scott County scoring in the paint, and I think that's what they need to be. Besides Caleb Perry, they have no one who can guard in the lane right now. They can guard Scott County. Isaiah Haynes or Elias.
Drive and flips it with his left hand going to the right. And it is back and forth, 15-14 GC. Christian Martin's really come on. Amazing finish at Frankfurt. Played well in a loss at South Oldham. His minutes continue to go up. Haynes, right baseline. Ball is on the floor. Walls recovers the rebound, and back come the Warhawks. Perry has it. Dishes over in the corner to Martin. Gets it to Walls. 15-14 lead for the Hawks. Walls drive, finds a seam, lays it up and in.
That absolutely cannot happen right there for Scott County.
Carson Walls with 8.
That's a great move by Carson Walls. And right now, Carson Walls is feeling. He's hit 2 threes and gets a wide open layup right there.
Little hesitation dribble, and the Red
beautiful.
Sea parted.
Very nice. Scott County that's just called not finding the ball. Even if someone gets beat, you have to be there to help in the lane.
Wilhite picked up his dribble in the corner, but finds Haynes. Haynes will take a deep three for the tie. Yes, sir. He has 8, almost half the Card 17. Is tied up with 4 minutes and 8 seconds to play in the half.
And you know what he does when he starts streaking like this. He's getting ready to put on a show. See, there's what Isaiah Haynes has to do. You have to step off the screen and help.
Inside to Perry for an uncontested layup. Middleton finds a seam.
I don't know.
Can't get it to go in.
Right.
Perry rebound.
Why would Jay-Z not pull up and shoot that?
Long pass to Brown. He got it maybe partially blocked, lost the handle, but put it back himself.
Scott County not running down the floor.
Timeout.
Yep,
As GC has the 4-point lead, and Tim Glenn says no more.
Very frustrated. Nice run here for Great Crossing. They got, you can see the energy they have right now. Jay-Z Middleton right there. You had Brown gamble. Jay-Z Middleton by himself, instead of pulling up and shooting ball, he takes it down amongst the trees where he has no business, and it leads to a layup on the other end.
Haynes caught fire and got the Cards back in it, but just like that, the Warhawks have an answer. Terry and Brown with the back-to-back bunnies. Matching its biggest lead of the night. It was 7-3 in the first quarter. Now it's 21-17 with 3:29 to play in the second period. Our Player of the Game awards tonight will be brought to you by Ozer Paint and Flooring and Bluegrass Orthopedics. Each team will be awarded one at night's end. Looks like we'll have no shortage of candidates. Grigsby drives to the left base. He gets the Up and under to go. Little reverse layup. He has no fear.
And again, no business in there. And he makes a beautiful
no fear and no business. Dawson with the drive and one.
Scott County's getting switched off of Dawson, and that has to be a no-no. That can't happen. Other guys you can switch off on. If you have the assignment on Dawson, you have to stay. Do not switch.
Haynes with the foul, and Scott County continues to get beat after baskets.
Hard.
Dawson banks it in. Wonder if he did. They all count in the box score. And this team will take free throws any way it can get them. They've been struggling from the line. Both teams have, to be honest. Haynes finds Wilhite, dribbles around until he can find Grigsby.
Running offense. Just keep running offense. And I say this about both when we have
Hamilton left open, thought about a three, said no, got it to Glenn for a better opportunity, and there's Micah with 7 points.
That's why I keep saying work the offense. You see the shot, you get a Mike.
Eventually going to find that open three. Inside to Perry. Brown made a nice pass, but Perry couldn't finish. Haynes went up and on the backdoor cut, but wasn't even a shot attempt. It was a pass attempt intercepted by Martin.
Micah just needs to catch that and gather himself.
Walls was trapped in the corner. Now they kick it to Martin. Martin with a drive pretty much uncontested, but missed. Haynes the last second grabbed the rebound.
Greg Crossing's doing a fantastic job attacking. Not that they're going to hit everything, but doing a
Glenn in the corner, short, but he followed his shot and came in from behind and fouled Brown. 1:42 to play. That's the 15th foul on the cards. Skierman and Burrell will check into the game for Brown and Walls.
Cal, you saw on that when Micah didn't have his feet under him. You saw how far apart his ball. Sometimes you need to gather it, say, hey, I'm not ready to shoot this, and then wait for your next
I think he also had in the back of his mind whether he was straddling the three-point line or not.
Yes, that's why his feet were spread.
Cross-court dangerous pass from Skierman to Dawson, but Dawson got it. Hamilton looked like he was anticipating maybe an interception.
There we go. You got Jeremy Hamilton in complete denial of Dawson.
Under 90 seconds to play here in a close to the best first half. Martin drive, floater, good. Christian Martin just so smooth on that drive. By the way, Dawson freshman, Martin freshman, Burrell freshman. They have combined for 14 points in the first half against their arch rival. Grigsby doubled for a moment. Now Skierman will pick up the defense. Under a minute. You're going to get Skierman for hands. Very ticky-tack, handsy foul.
That's a bad call. And then you notice what Skierman's doing. He's got Chase Grigsby sided up, meaning he's not letting him cross the floor, keeping the offense on one side of the floor, and that's miserable for an offense.
Skierman will sit with his second foul, and Walls will check in. 51.5 seconds remaining first half. Isaiah Haynes will get a well-deserved rest, but it's good to see him getting his win and getting his legs. It's taken him a while to come back from the COVID, but he has played well tonight. Glenn, drive, loses the handle, kicks it back to Hamilton. They'll find Wilhite in the corner.
Yeah,
Hamilton loses the handle, but saves it to Grigsby.
He's being asked to handle the
Grigsby
ball.
driving through the paint, up and under and good off the glass. Chase Grigsby. Got a little Pete Maravich in him.
A little pistol right there. Nice. But you know what? When Chase is going in there now, and being able to catch it on the break, know how to gather yourself and score.
Final 10 seconds, 7-6-5. Burrell gets it to an open Walls for three. Short. Rebound, Wilhite. Now they'll do it. Great crossing, nursing a 26-24 lead at the half.
Yeah.
It has been a really good one.
About dead even. As we said the teams were coming into this game.
I'm not doing a good job keeping points here tonight. I'm missing some, so we'll have to wait on the Tom Hendricks official total. I'm missing a couple of great crossing baskets. Oh, you know what? Perry and Brown. I know them in the back of my head. I just didn't write them down. So that's the score, 26-24, and a good half. Neither team led by more than 4. It went back and forth a few times.
No, it's just that's what I was getting ready to say. It's just who can get down after, take a punch and get up and move on.
For Great Crossing, Carson Walls with the 8 points to lead the way. Dawson with 6. Then you've got both Christian Martin and Junias Burrell with 4.
Length is deceiving, and he's very crafty at getting into the lane.
Perry and Brown each with 2 points for the final total of 26. On the Scott, he did drink of water. Isaiah Haynes with 8, Micah Glenn 7. So it's good to see those two guys back in a rhythm.
Absolutely.
Grigsby with those hard-earned 4 in the paint. It's been a quiet start for Elias Richardson, just those 3 free throws at the beginning. And Nick Mosby with 2.
Yeah, I think those two right now are the key. Mosby and Richardson are the key to get Scott County going. They really are. And I think Great Crossing has done a fabulous job on those two.
Mr. Tom Hendricks bringing the stats. We appreciate him.
Yes, sir.
Has not been awful, actually.
No.
Just haven't been a lot of shots taken. 10 for 21 on the Great Crossing side, 47.6%. Scott County 9 for 20, 45%. Scott County is 3 for 5 from 3. Haynes has made both of his attempts. Glenn hit his only try. Carson Walls 2 for 5. And 4 for 9 his team, as Dawson and Burrell have each hit one from deep. Rebounds, 13-11 Great Crossing. Perry's got 6 of those. It felt like he might have had 10 this game. There have been a lot of solo drives to the hoop and putbacks and things of that nature. So that might be a factor. Maybe both teams would like a little better team basketball in the second half.
And I'll tell you something that's funny, Cal, that we kind of see like a helter-skelter, right? We think and you look up, and it's 7 combined turnovers.
Yeah, it really hasn't been. A lot of them have been illegal screens and stuff like that. They haven't been on, been giveaways.
Yeah, so it's been pretty clean play. I think it's because possessions are kind of long because both teams are playing aggressive defense. So it turns the possessions a little longer, which makes it look a little sloppy when, in fact, it really isn't.
Nope, it's just low scoring.
Correct.
It hasn't been poorly played by any stretch of the imagination.
It's just two teams, and that's what you get with two teams.
Two teams
familiar.
know each other,
Two teams very familiar.
Styles make fights, as they say in the boxing or MMA game, and sometimes it's not always what you get. So going to be a busy home stretch here with 2 more weeks in the regular season. Here on the Bird's Nest Broadcasting Network, we will have 4 consecutive games beginning Wednesday night. I got to look at the schedule. Next back out here for Mr. D.T. Wells. Scott County girls, seen them in a while. They've got a good one on Wednesday night. They will be hosting Spencer County. They're also going to be home Monday against Henry Clay. So if you want to watch that on the network, you can certainly do. But that Spencer County game will be a good one. They've turned it around a little bit. Scott County 5-7 overall, 4-0 in the district. District really helped them get well.
I was going to say that's the key right there.
They played decently down at Coach Helton. I talked to him the other night. He was happier with the loss at Madison Southern than he was with the win over Sayre. Better. He said we played too well to lose that game. It's a shame. Girls, a lot of cancellations have made it a long time since we've seen them. Their schedule is brutal down the stretch. They're going to host the Highlands Bluebirds on Thursday night, but before that, they go to Anderson County, only the number 1 team in the state.
Yeah.
They played at Christian Academy Louisville today. Great Crossing got down 26-9 in the first minute of the second quarter, came back and forced overtime and lost by 1, 58-57.
Wow.
Missing piece, she played today. Billy McMath sat out a game for precautionary reasons last night with a hyperextended knee. Played 18 minutes today, but only had 4 points. Timmy Williams, 26, and Rachel Smith, 13. Really getting it done to get Great Crossing back in that ball game. Just a matter of both teams missed free throws toward the end, and
the key, the old killer,
get back in it. And then they had a 3 at the end from Haley Ward, but it was partially blocked, and they didn't have time to get the second attempt after they grabbed the offensive rebound. So Great Crossing falling to 10-3, and they will play at Anderson County, which just suffered its first loss of the season to Ryle, who, oh, by the way, Great Crossing will play in the regular season finale at home. We'll probably have that game as well. So it's a busy time for them, and they have ramped up the opposition. Scott County girls will have them again on Friday night as they host Lexington Catholic. That should be a really good game. Catholic has stepped it up this year in the 11th region. Looks a lot better. But again, that's a game that Scott County thinks it probably can win, I'm sure, as it builds toward the 42nd district and the 11th region playoffs. And then Scott County boys tentatively scheduled to host Bardstown next Saturday night, but they've got to make up some games in the district. They're going to go to Bryant Station on Tuesday.
Right.
I believe Henry Clay, I was told they might be on a pause.
They are on a pause.
So,
yeah, that's why Scott County is going, I guess, because I think Station and Clay were supposed to play each other. Henry Clay went on COVID, and now Scott County.
And I think Tim Glenn, in talking to him last night, the last week, not really sure what he's going to do at this point, because I think he's kind of nervous about not wanting to play too many games. And why would you expose yourself to games in that last week? You don't want to get a situation unceremoniously. So it's going to be interesting to see how many teams just call off the dogs in that final week of the regular season. Although, knock on wood, we were scheduled for 4 games this week, and we've been able to broadcast them all. So that pretty much doubled our number of broadcasts on the season. It had been a lot of stops and starts before that.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago when we knew we had 4 games, we were like, we're not going to get any of them.
Hopefully the basketball is mirroring the statewide trend. We've gone from a 12% positivity rate to just over 5 again. So a lot of people getting vaccinated. A lot of people have already had the thing and have their immunity now. And hopefully the world is getting back toward a little bit more normalcy. And we're thankful. I started the spring season today. I covered a lacrosse game this afternoon.
Oh, that boy.
Ended with a little pushing and shoving, and the Scott County United team got the bragging rights of a 6-5 win. They had talked about going KHS AA, but I think with the COVID situation, that was tabled for another year. So Scott County and Great Crossing athletes still playing on the same. Baseball and softball have already begun their workouts. Can't wait for that. Games will start before the end of March. What else can we talk about? EKU
51 with about 12 minutes to go.
Tennessee State playing that one a little.
That after a Belmont win and you're getting ready to go. This is kind of one of what they call one of those trap games.
It certainly is. They've already clinched the 3rd seed. Not a lot to play for. Michael Marino has 10 points tonight. Cooper Robb 0 for 6, but he's got 5 rebounds and 5 assists. The thing I love about both those guys is they can have a terrible offensive night. They will find ways to help that basketball team.
Yes, they will.
Just saw the national, I think Greg Stottlemyre, the radio guy for EKU, posted top 100 steals in the country. EKU has 5 of them, and Rob and Marino are surprise anybody who has watched them play here over the years. They are just tenacious. So it's going to be fun to follow that team in the playoffs and see how March Madness goes. If maybe we can get Eastern or Western into it at least. It's kind of barring a miracle run in the SEC. Certainly going to be just about ready to go for the second half of. And we're expecting it to be a good second half. It was a good first half. Great Crossing on top, 26-24. Back and forth. Bunch of lead changes. How many lead changes? 3 times.
3, yeah.
Neither team led by more than 5. Great Crossing had the largest lead at 24-19. So, little run at the end by Scott County to close it up.
Scott County will kick off starting the quarter.
They will indeed. Nope, they're going to receive again because it just works out with the possession arrow.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
So they started the game with the ball, and they'll start the second half with the ball. The only time they'll have another coin flip is if there is overtime. Which foul? That was a design play. You can bet your bippy.
Beautiful. Coach Glenn. Again, you always know what you're going to run. Your first offensive possession, we have the ball first. Here's what we're going to do and get a bucket out of it. And hopefully get 2 free throws.
The tie for Mosby. He'll make the first. He has 3 points on the night. And we are knotted at 26 as Mosby sinks them both. 9 seconds in here in the second half. Junias Burrell with the ball, guarded by Carson Walls. Proved dangerous in the first half. Dawson might have had an open 3 there. Hamilton closed quickly. Dawson gets it to Burrell in the right corner. He floats it from the baseline. No good. Will high down.
Again, patience for both teams on offense. Both teams run offense. They get good looks.
Yeah, the quickest possessions Scott County's had all night have been the first possession of each half when they knew what they were going to do and got the ball inside and got fouled.
Right. I consider a mismatch big time. Elias Richardson is being guarded by Dawson.
3-point attempt from Grigsby, no good. Will Height challenges for the rebound as always and gets it over by the Toyota Classic logo in front of the bench. Drops it to Grigsby, up and down, travel. Grigsby tried to head fake, ball fake, couldn't decide. Left his feet. Play third quarter. We are tied at 26 in the Battle of the Birds. Closest one we've had. Knock on wood. Burrell.
Again, patience. You got a good.
Skierman had a three, but again, good close from Mosby, and Skierman will roll it in from the right elbow. Good effort by Ty there to get on the board for the first time tonight.
Right there, Ty Skierman develops that right there. 2 dribble and straight up. That's going to help his game tremendously.
Yeah, I feel like if he can get his mid-range game going, he's passing and defense. He's become a more multi-dimensional player. Grigsby fade away, tied up again. Gets it to fall from the left corner, 15-footer.
You see the separation right there, Cal. The step in, the step back, and a nice knockdown by Chase Grigsby.
He claps his hands and defends Burrell. Mosby sticking like glue to Skierman.
In double teaming the screen, that's kind of a pick and pop for Dawson there. Beautiful.
Grigsby for 3. Coming in for the rebound contact. Perry gets it in the open court. Perry drives. 5-point lead once again for Great Crossing, 33-8. Getting back to that Dawson 3. Steve Page loves that shot.
Yes.
He gets upset when Dawson passes it up.
Sure, he better not pass up any.
Five-point lead for Great Crossing. Scott County ball. 9 points. His first 3 of the night. Cuts it to 2. 5 minutes to play, third quarter.
Chase has just got so much confidence right now. He really does. That's
good bounce back game for him. He didn't take a ton of shots last night. He didn't have a lot of space last night. Dawson floater is good. Man, his game is just so
Burrell.
multi-dimensional.
That was Burrell.
It was Burrell? I'm sorry. I thought it was Dawson.
With the floater.
I guess I should have known with the floater. Rebound off the miss by Skierman.
You did.
Because, God forbid.
Beautiful pass.
Both teams. A beautiful pass to finish. And Great Crossing has the largest lead of the night for either team at 6, 37-31 with 4:25 remaining third quarter.
You can't miss shots on your offensive end and not get back on the defensive end. Scott County's got to sprint back because Caleb Perry's going to sprint back. You can count on that. Beautiful fast break, beautiful pass. Look by Walls right there.
Yeah, Carson Walls just great combination between his ability to shoot and his ability to dish. Make him a dangerous player as a junior guard on this Warhawk team.
Coach Glenn, great timeout. Right, well, right there. That's. I don't have a choice. Timeout right there. I have to take a timeout because these guys settled in. I think he needs to get a little. He's got a little different combination. And Isaiah Haynes and Micah Glenn back in.
That's the second one he has used tonight.
Yeah.
He does have Micah Glenn back in the game who had that strong first half. J.Z. Middleton, Will Height, kind of a hard-nosed group in there right now. I think you got to get Isaiah Haynes back in the game.
You do, and you know what? I don't know sitting Chase Grigsby down is the right thing right now, just for the mere fact that he's.
He came in there just a skosh late. And Will Height will go to the line.
It's a good take. He took what the defense gave him right there. I mean, it could have gone against him. They called a charge, but he drew the blocking foul and gets 2 from the charity stripe here.
He was part of the highlight reel as he missed the layup off the field. It became a putback dunk from Hamilton. Misses the first, makes the second here to cut it to 5. 4:14 to play, third quarter. Burrell to Walls, guarded by Will Height. Will Height sticks his hand in there, almost knocks it away. They get it to Dawson on the baseline drive. Looked like it was too strong, but he got it to rattle in.
Yeah, Jeremy Hamilton doesn't close. There, little shot fake and baseline move by Dawson.
Trey Dawson with a team high 11 for the Warhawks. They have stretched the lead to 7 now. Middleton guarded by Walls. Bounce pass inside to Hamilton. Posts up Perry. Blocked. Rebound Burrell. Crossing. Yeah. And now they're being a little careless with the basketball over the Cards, but Middleton recovers.
Yeah, I thought the Grigsby substitution here is hurting. It really is. Just because for the mere fact he's their offense. He was their offense right now.
He's really all they have had for field goals in this quarter. Middleton's going to try to beat that, and he does it from 21 feet.
That'll help.
That'll cut it from 9-6. So he's playing the role of Chase Grigsby, as he's done during the illness portion of the program a couple of weeks ago. Skierman closely guarded by Glenn, but he finds Dawson. Strong mid-range jumper, rebound, Wilhite.
That's what you
Bad pass,
do.
intercepted by Skierman over the top. Skierman almost throws it away, but Perry recovers. I guess you can trust Caleb Perry with that.
Yep. And the thing about it is, Andrew Wilhite knew that when he threw it. You don't want to throw it to Jeremy Hamilton on that position of the floor. You want Jeremy Hamilton to be closer to the bucket, because if he caught that pass, Cal, he was going to have to create his own move, and that's something Jeremy can't do.
Happened at least a couple of times last night, almost an identity.
If he's running towards the bucket, let him catch it and lay it in, not 25 feet from the bucket.
Burrell gets open. Blocked by Hamilton. Ball goes out of bounds off of Great Crossing. Walls was there. He's not going to get the call.
Yeah, I thought Burrell got hit by Jeremy Hamilton.
I thought there might have been a foul, too.
Looked
like a lot more arm than ball, but I am 80, 90 feet away. So
here's the substitution right here. Here's what I was kind of, when you bring Elias back in.
Richardson, who has yet to score a field goal, is back or checking into the game at the next horn.
Yeah, they got to find a way to get the ball to him inside.
Going to get called for the offensive foul. This time, Walls stepped in front just right. And that's another thing that Steve Page willing to draw those charges, dive on the floor, do those.
It's a lost start.
Yep. But it's an art that's important in this day and age with the dribble drive. I think you see it more at the college level. A guy that's willing to do that makes a difference for his team.
Coach Glenn is questioning the charge there for the mere fact he thought the guy was either too far back in the lane or he went up under Mike on that.
Pulling the mask down to make his point. It's not going to be any difference. It's a 6-point lead for the Warhawks, ticking down to 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Burrell to Dawson for three. Short front rim, but the rebound for Burrell. Hustled there by the freshman. He drives, stops, kicks it to Skierman. Skierman drives into the paint. Over to Dawson once again. He stumbles, stolen away by Grigsby. Here come the Cards. Grigsby to Glenn on the run. Finish.
Nice.
4-point game.
Yeah.
11 from Micah Glenn, his highest in a long time. And the ref is saying, I'm not taking any more from Tim Glenn.
And he won't. He'll, you got to sometimes a coach, you got to
fold him and know when to fold him. You don't want to take a technical at this point. You've closed the gap to 4.
He
calls with the driving dish to Perry, but Perry lost it out of bounds.
Yep, beautiful pass. Again, great pass by Skierman right there, and Caleb Perry wasn't ready for it.
Long pass to a wide open.
And you leave Carson Walls wide open.
Same thing at the other end. Boom, boom, boom.
Scott County's down there celebrating, throwing their hands up, doing the three-point signal and so, but get back and find open shooters.
You just can't do that.
Yep,
undisciplined basketball.
Right.
Richardson short on the jumper. Rebound, Burrell. Rebound, Richardson. It will come back this way. It'll be a foul.
Yeah, he did walk. Coach Glenn's hollering for a walk. Walls, when he caught it, never established his feet, and he did walk, but he got away with it.
32.9 seconds, third quarter. Scott County down 4 with the ball. Daquise Brown, Christian Martin in the game now as Skierman will sit down. Burrell and Dawson all on the bench getting a little breather. Seeing Tyler Sparks for the first time as well, the only senior on this Great Crossing roster.
Yeah, that's hard. I mean, when you sit there the whole time and you're asked to come in, I guess
made a play the other night coming in cold though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Grigsby looks like Scott County will be content to take the final shot. They haven't always been good. Here, Haynes from the right baseline, no good. Tip rebound to Perry. Perry finds a wide open with a touchdown pass. For 5 seconds of this round, had it, but couldn't, kind of double clutched it. Great Crossing leads 46-40 with 8 minutes to play. expand and contract all evening. Right now, they've got the 6-point edge, 2-possession game going into the final 8 minutes here, Derek.
Yeah, I mean, it's going. And you got 4 guys in the middle of the floor with their hands in the air with the 3. They're celebrating.
And
you got, by the way, you got probably one of the best shooters on the floor, Carson Walls, standing down there by himself and just knocks it down. And what it does, it broke Scott County's momentum right there.
You know, you make a shot like that, you got to get down and play defense.
Well, yeah. I mean, the shot that he hit that they're celebrating on.
It to 1 at that point, but Walls has the last 5 points for the Warhawks to give himself 13 on the night.
So I'd like to knock it down and just to get his confidence back. He kind of looks a little deflated.
Warhawks start the quarter with the ball. Daquise Brown kicks it over to Skierman. And they'll reset to Brown. Inside to Perry. Skierman. You got to be attentive to where Walls is if you're Scott County. He's got the ball now. He kicks it after drawing a crowd to Brown. Brown can't get the layup to fall. Perry third. Blocked by Hamilton.
Oh, my goodness.
3 chances at the rim, and Hamilton with a big play, but a steal by Martin. Saves it to Walls. Here come the Warhawks. Walls off the window, no good. Rebound, Glenn. Bad pass, intercepted Skierman.
That's 2 in a row for Micah. He's got to know what a possession is.
3-pointer Walls.
There you go.
Dagger.
There you go. Two turnovers equals a 3 on the other end.
Thought you could cue up the Benny Hill theme music there for a minute with the back and forth and the
Yep.
Walls ended that with a 3.
Sure did. As he ended the last run.
Middleton will try to answer. No. Rebounds. Micah Glenn has played himself.
Yep.
Tremendous game tonight.
Absolutely. That right there is redemption for the 2 straight turnovers right there. And Mike is just going to have to learn. We have possession. Bucket.
He's got 9 points on the evening. They're no good. There's going to be a foul. And Martin will go to the line. Elias Richardson's first foul of the evening. Team's third. No real foul difficulty. Not even close to the bonus right now. 3 each way.
Exactly.
That's we've talked about. Martin hit 5 points for the freshman. Again, freshman. Haven't seen a lot of Malachi Marino tonight. He's not a freshman. He's an 8th grader.
Well, I think it's such an up-tempo game.
Spot
it is,
for him.
And it's a physical, tough game, and that's where you're probably not going to see a lot of him.
Glenn wearing the knee brace on that right knee. Perry was there, and it'll be a foul.
Chase did a fabulous job getting into Caleb Perry's body. He saw that Caleb was coming to challenge him, used his body well, and drew the foul.
Grigsby rolls in the first free throw.
Played well tonight.
He has 12. Haynes has 11. Glenn with 9. It's been the bench.
Yep, it has. And you see what Chase.
Although Grigsby did start the game tonight.
Right. You saw what happened to Scott County's offense.
5 to play. Warhawks with the lead and the ball. Daquise Brown guarded by J.Z. Middleton.
High ball screen. Pick and pop.
Well, pick and pop for Ty, but Brown keeps it himself. No good, but Perry, the man, Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, nobody, Elias Richardson nor Jeremy had any idea where Caleb Perry was right there.
Caleb with 8 points after the putback. The lead is 9 again. Richardson kicks it to Hamilton, thinks better of a 3, and gets deep 3 for Grigsby is up down to Walls. They double team Walls. Recovery by Perry. Perry with the drive and kick to Skierman. Head fake, gets it to Brown. Brown spins, fade away, no good. Rebound, Perry tied up with Richardson. 5:13 to play. We'll stay with Great Crossing. Nick Mosby checking back into the game, along with Andrew Williams. It's like Glenn and Middleton will sit down. Now, Scott County ball after the possession era. Standing around at the other end like it was going to be Great Crossing.
Yeah.
Grigsby. Finds Richardson for a three-point attempt. Good.
That's what my words exactly. He has to be in the ball game to get into the flow. Sometimes you do have to set him down to say, hey, we got to get something to get you going.
9-6. Steve Page wants to talk it over tonight, so good time to maybe take one here. Four.
Still a lot of ball game left, Cal.
Sure is. Two possession last 2 years.
They have. What? Up and they're up 7-8. Really doing a good job at taking advantage of what Scott County's giving them, and what it's giving them is a lot of easy buckets.
3 lead changes in the first half, but we haven't seen that trend in the second. Every time Great Crossing has been able to out. Been a good balanced night for both teams. Vince Dawson, 13 points. Carson Walls with 16 with this. He's hit 4 threes, and they've been timely threes. They've been dagger threes.
Right.
Wilhite contests the inbounds pass, but Brown gets away from him, finds Walls alone in the corner. That's not good news for Scott County.
No, they got to find the shooters. They have to find the shooters.
They close down on a bounce pass from Brown to Perry, gets it knocked away, recovers. Now they have lost Caleb Perry a couple of times tonight to their detriment.
They have to. Jeremy Hamilton has to challenge every shot, Caleb, and find him. Caleb Perry's going to be around the ball. He's easy to find.
Steal by Daquise Brown. Grigsby will try to play catch-up, but to no avail. And for the first time tonight, it is a double-digit lead for Great. Another dangerous cross-court pass. Scott County keeps it. Mosby spin, right elbow. Thought about kicking back to Grigsby, but he was covered. Now inside to Hamilton. Perry altered the shot. Hamilton, it's blocked second time by Perry. And now Walls and Grigsby chase the rebound. Foul on Chase, I think.
It was.
It will go to Great Crossing. Not a shooting situation. Both teams now with 4 for the half. Time to play.
Great hustle play by Chase right there. He just got there a little late.
Daquise Brown has played pretty much this whole fourth quarter at the point guard position. There's another 3 from Walls. Yes, sir. That's his 5th of the night.
He's playing the Skierman role from the first.
He is.
The
They've
matchup.
been attentive to Skierman, but it's getting to be go time for Scott County now. Grigsby can't get that one to go, and it's rebounded by Brown. Will he do it again? It's Martin, though, this time, and yes. And they are celebrating, and rightfully so. Great Crossing with a 16-point lead. Timeout, 3:14 to play.
Nice catch and shoot there by Christian Martin.
Christian Martin,
his feet ready,
freshman.
ball in the air. Right. Ball in the air, feet in the air. He catches it and delivers.
Walls and Martin getting it done. Great Crossing looking for its 8th win of the season. Both teams came in with 7.
Scott County can either close the gap there with 4:48, or Great Crossing has the spurt ability to take off, and that's exactly what they've
We've
done.
also learned that home court means absolutely nothing in this series.
Right.
Glenn inbounds to Middleton, 3:12 and counting. Scott County needs a bunch of bombs here to have. And we'll try to that one to fall. So score quickly is the optimum thing for the Cards right now. They'll get it to within 14. They haven't put it on the board yet.
Put up the pressure. They got to pick up the pressure here. Great Crossing's got to continue doing what got them there.
Walls
There you go.
goes to the rack and draws the foul. I didn't see it. It's interesting that there's no Burrell and no Dawson. And that's the one thing about this team, and Steve Page has said it, he coaches a lot by feel with who's got the hot hand at the end of games. He's got that 8 or 9 man rotation that he can do so. As Walls makes the first free throw. He is certainly putting the clamps on the Ozer Paint and Flooring player of the game for great crossing.
Yep.
Makes them both. 8 points in this fourth quarter, 20 on the night. It's a runaway right now for the great crossing Warhawks. Middleton will shoot from 3. Air ball, rebound Hamilton, throws it away to Brown. Brown up ahead to Perry. Perry tried to dribble behind his back. Glenn took it away. Here come the Cards. Glenn to the rack for the Cards. He's got 11
nice
to match Haynes. And it's another timeout for Steve Page. It was great crossing, was having trouble getting the ball inbounds.
Right, good timeout. Right here's when you say, guys, it's quite obvious they're going to have to press us. Let's set up our press offense.
There's no mystery there. You talk about teams that know each other well. That's what's going to happen, especially with the scoreboard being the way it is. Correction, Walls with 20. Since their 1-5 start, this would make them 7-4 in their last 11. They would be within one game of the 500 mark. Crazy things have happened. It's a 14-point game with 2:15 left. Dacrease Brown doubled by Hamilton and Middleton. Tries to throw it to Perry. Perry saves it to Martin. Christian Martin with 11 tonight.
Pull up, Micah.
Micah Glenn, don't know if that's a 2 or a 3. He's going to miss it anyway. Skierman with the rebound. It is. Warhawks are going to make the.
Around the corner.
Around the bypass. It really will be the battle of the bypass. Walls wanted to put the punctuation on it with a 3 as they get the rebound. Martin with the drive and the left-hander. Christian Martin.
The old school NBA player is what he reminds me of. He really does.
He is that floater and that drive. He and Burrell remind me a lot of each other. Maybe a little more of a threat from the outside, although Martin has hit a 3 tonight. In this fourth quarter, in fact, 69-51. There is Mosby for 3, no good. Rebound contested. Walls will come away with it. Great crossing.
They gotta keep the ball hot.
Putting a stamp on it. Why not?
Great
They're
crossing.
gonna pick it up under a minute.
They do not want to shoot free throws.
Walls intercepted, but it thrown away as well. Hamilton gave it right back to Skierman. Skierman will find Dacrease Brown. 45 seconds. This one's over, folks. Glenn will foul Brown. It's not a bonus situation yet. There'll be one shy, 39.8 seconds. Checking into the game, Jeremiah Godfrey.
Great game.
Janias Burrell off the bench, so he's not hurt. I was starting to wonder if Burrell was banged. He hadn't played in the fourth quarter.
I thought he's played a heck of a game.
That was a coach's decision.
Coach Page saw that, hey, these 5 right here, look at the lead and what they're doing.
That's what we were saying.
Right. Don't break up that continuity.
If he finds a group that's playing well, roll with it. There's 30 seconds to go.
Keep it hot.
I don't think Scott County's in any hurry to foul either. No sense in prolonging the agony. They are going to at 7-7. Sparks. The victory cigar with a 3.
The senior. I like seeing that. Attaboy, Tyler.
72-51. All great crossing in the second half. Steve Page, high five. Balls. To that coaching staff, they hung one on Scott County tonight. A 3-pointer will be academic at the finish. 72-54 is your final.
As Caleb Perry runs down to tell everybody. Congratulations. What a fantastic
Caleb Perry
kid
is what you want your son to be.
Yep, absolutely. He's a fantastic kid.
I said it about Michael Marino when he was here for the 4 years I got to watch him, or the 3 that I got to watch him. Caleb is that caliber of kid. 72-54. Didn't see that one coming. I think we hinted that we thought maybe Great Crossing was due to pull one out here. But
I think I told you my feelings before the headsets went on.
Yep.
Just for the mere fact that we talked about how hard it is after taking the beating that Scott County took last night to come back, and Great Crossing is a quality 11th region team.
Yeah, and they are going to be trouble if they let that fox in the hen house and they get to the 11th region tournament. Watch out, and all they got to do is win one game at the district. I know last year it's a tough situation as the 1 seed, and it will be a tough game again no matter who they play. But Carson Walls with 21 points is your Ozer Paint and Flooring player of the game for Great Crossing. It's going to be a tougher call on the other side, but I'm going to go with one of the two guys that's been out of the lineup, maybe flip a coin between Isaiah Haynes and Micah Glennon. The 3 threes from Haynes, I'll give it to him. He pulled Scott County within 41-4. And after that, you talked about what a pivotal moment that was, a 31-14 run to end the game.
Yeah, and it's the little things in basketball that will absolutely do you in. And when I say the little things, it's celebrating at midcourt after a 3-point.
That's just not a Scott County thing to do either. Usually.
No, and you look, the best shooter on the court probably standing there by himself, and that 1-point lead within 7 to 10 seconds goes to a 4-point lead, and they never look back from there. That shot right there that took them to put them up 4, they never look back from there.
That will do it for tonight. And Great Crossing to the victor go the spoils as they will get within a game of 500 and playing well at the right time of the season. We'll be back with you Wednesday night here for Scott County girls against Spencer County. As a busy week, 4 games in 4 nights. My play-by-play color commentator guy, I am merely Callow, trying to hold it together here and tell you your final is Great Crossing 54, Battle of the Birds 4 goes to the Warhawks. God bless you. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you next week.